So what would you consider to be a robot girl who is still considered attractive but obviously not human?
Does Pisces count?
I'm flattered, but I don't think that's what Capricorn was looking for. Rather an automaton that looks more mechanical but still maintains attractiveness.
The obvious answer is Jenny Wakeman, of course, the subject of today's video. Don't tell me that Doodle Tones came crawling back now.
No, at least I don't think so, but I wouldn't be surprised. Capricorn is referring to some sort of anti-rhetoric combined with fandom policing.
Oh, my favorite.
The video is titled, "The Over-Sexualization of Jenny Wakeman," and of course the comments are disabled. Let's get into it.
What? I must have missed the episode of My Life as a Teenage Robot where Jenny gets raped.
Should I make the joke?
You've probably been manhandled by kaiju a bit yourself. Am I right?
Probably, though I kick their ass before anything happens.
Getting back on track now. It's so weird how trigger warnings change the tone for seemingly tame videos. You could be watching a video on the Mario series and all of a sudden they start talking about ethnic stereotypes.
Do you honestly expect the left to have a social filter?
You know what? We about to start making all my videos with me looking a hot mess, because every single last video I've done where I look horrible goes viral or something. Like, I kid you not. Also, before we get started, this is dye on my hands, okay? I was doing stuff with merch today that I'm so excited for you guys to see. This is dye on my hands. I didn't wear gloves like they told me to, and now my hands are stained black. I ain't dirty, so don't try to comfort me.
You're a grown woman. Wash your hands.
Hey y'all, it's Harriyana and I'm back with another video. Before we even go any further, viewer discretion is advised for this one because we're going to be talking about some very disturbing things. Very.
You already said that in the intro.
So hello, my name is Harriyana. If you're new and you're wondering what I do, I like to make content based off nostalgia and family and children's entertainment and all the issues that I find with it.
Oh dear God. She's one of those YouTubers who picks random shows from your childhood and tries to attach modern-day politics into them as to call it racist, sexist, or whatever ism is popular that week.
So for a while she just explains the series and her experience with it, so we're gonna skip ahead as there's nothing to counter here.
So My Life as a Teenage Robot, in my opinion, is one of the better Nicktoons because in my opinion, a lot of Nicktoons do not age well. They have not aged well, period. The 90s are all that block that used to be on Teen Nick, which later turned into Nick Rewind, really opened my eyes to that a lot of Nickelodeon cartoons did not age well. But this one right here, which doesn't make sense because they don't play it anymore, Nick Rewind, Play My Life as a Teenage Robot, this is actually one of the better ones, but it doesn't really get all that much attention. Like, why is Doug getting this attention that My Life as a Teenage Robot should get? I feel like the only reason why people like Doug so much is because it takes place in the 90s.
Or maybe Doug is just more liked by people looking for something more nostalgic. Also, who's to say these people aren't also fans of My Life as a Teenage Robot? The two aren't mutually exclusive.
Also, can we stop acting like the 2000s is the new 80s? It wasn't that long ago.
But one thing I have noticed over the years of growing up in the age of the internet is that if you love something, the internet will find a way to ruin it for you. Back in the day, before social media was taken seriously, we had this thing called the Yahoo Answers. And when I say social media wasn't really taken seriously, I'm talking about basically you weren't able to make money off of it. Social media has always been the same, but now because people can monetize what they do, it has changed drastically. But we had this thing called the Yahoo Answers. You literally could find anything on the Yahoo Answers, okay? You wanted to know where you could watch Teen Titans and the Powerpuff Girls on bootleg? Yahoo Answers. You wanted to know where babies came from because your parents refused to tell you? Yahoo Answers.
While yes, Yahoo Answers is gone now, Quora fills in the same niche it did of being able to ask questions and get answers.
Also, what does this have to do with Jenny?
They had an answer for everything, okay? It was a big experience. Like, if you looked it up, it was there. And if it wasn't there, you could have added it yourself and then there would have been answers for it, okay? Yahoo Answers, an experience. One day, I took my ass to Yahoo Answers and I wanted to watch My Life as a Teenage Robot because throughout the week when I was a kid, I was not allowed to watch television Monday through Thursday. I was only allowed to watch TV on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and I was probably only allowed to watch it for like a limited amount of hours throughout that time. I had really, really strict parents.
I don't mean to sound rude when I ask this, but did your parents beat you? I'm not joking, by the way. I'm genuinely asking. This might just be flawed pattern recognition, but there's a significant correlation with kids whose parents beat them and kids who aren't allowed to have a TV in their room.
My parents really wanted me to focus on school and whatnot, so I did have a bit of an understanding why they did that to me, but they did give me access to the internet because they didn't want me to be completely bored.
That's even more concerning. At least TV networks have standards and content requirements. Unrestricted internet access can only do harm to a kid, even today. Not saying they should be banned from the internet altogether, but at the very least TV is safer.
I had to use the internet for my homework, and then after I was done with my homework, I was allowed to, like, you know, play games and things like that. They didn't say that I couldn't watch TV on the computer. They didn't say that. So I went on Yahoo Answers, asked where could I watch My Life as a Teenage Robot, and I found something very disturbing. Very, very disturbing. Then I discovered the phenomenon. I don't even know if we should call it that. That is what led into robot.
So someone attempted to shock site you. Firstly, that shit is vanilla. Secondly, this isn't the fault of sexualization. It's just some random troll who was trying to mess with you.
Y'all, I've never seen this entire thing. I don't want to see this entire thing. I just seen clips of it throughout the years because I've seen people post it on Instagram, and I've unfollowed those accounts because why are you posting this? I've never seen the whole thing, but how I found out about what went in the robot is because people were talking about it on Yahoo Answers, and someone asked someone to tell them what happened in it because they were too scared to watch it themselves because one, it was on a site, and two, they had like a child lock on their computer and they weren't able to get access to the website as they should. So they went to Yahoo Answers and asked somebody to describe what it was, and the person described what it was.
So instead of blaming the creepy adult telling an obvious child about pornography, you're blaming those who just find Jenny attractive?
Your blame is misplaced. Instead of blaming Rule 34 as a whole, why not blame the bad actors who tried linking you stuff you shouldn't be watching?
So after I found this, it only got more disturbing because if you haven't seen fan art for My Life as a Teenage Robot, which I highly recommend you don't go look at it, like I mean it, please don't look at it. A great chunk of it is not safe for work. A great chunk of it is not safe for work at all, okay? Do y'all need a reminder how old Jenny Wakeman is?
No, because she's a fictional character and the ages of fictional characters do not matter.
Jenny is 16. She's technically younger than that because she was only been made for about 5 years in the show. So she's technically younger than that. So anyway, she's 16. She's a whole kid, a whole teenager, a whole freaking child, okay? And there is so much NSFW work of her on the internet. Like, it's really freaking gross. It's very disturbing because on Google, it's one of the first things that pops up.
Have you tried using Safe Search?
How? No, Google needs to do better. Google really needs to do better. I highly recommend you go put the Safe Search on because I need to, because no.
So you acknowledge that you can enable filters for your own experience, yet you imply that a website should censor itself for all users anyways.
But this situation reminds me of another very, very disturbing thing that I also discovered as a kid around this same time. Teen Titans is in this similar situation, okay? Because there is so much not safe for work art when you look up Teen Titans, okay? And it is very disturbing to see. Like, at one point on Tumblr, there was so much Teen Titans porn in the freaking tag that it was hard to navigate and find other things in there.
Imagine unironically using Tumblr.
It was just that bad, okay? You could barely find anything and it was just so ridiculous. And yes, I completely understand that Teen Titans, I know the comic books and different variations of them where they are adults, but here they were using their 2003 designs when they were clearly children and they actually look like freaking children.
They really don't. Also, they're teenagers, not children. And they're fictional characters.
It's really gross, okay? And as I mentioned in my video about Kim Possible, the same issue was going on with that show too, with a lot of the NSFW art. And look, I don't care if people draw NSFW art when it's done for adults.
Even though the content is for adults?
Okay, I don't care when people draw NSFW art for cartoons when the characters aren't freaking children, okay? Like the Loud House has this problem, Danny Phantom really has this problem, the Owl House. If you saw that picture, you know what I'm talking about.
We don't. Maybe you should tell us what it is so we can avoid it. Yeah, avoid it. That's what we're gonna do.
Is why a lot of people don't like it when adults are in fandoms where the targeted audience and demographic for the art is children, okay? This is why people don't like it when adults are in fandom spaces like this, because we already have it hard enough because people see us as immature because we like cartoons. But I get why people don't want adults in the fandoms for kids stuff, because so many of them are really freaking gross, okay? So many of them are so freaking nasty, okay? Like, it's one thing if minors are out here making this NSFW art, which is another topic for another discussion that don't make it any better. No, we're not getting into that. We're not.
I'm sorry, did you just say that minors making NSFW content is better than perceived lolicon? If so, then that's fucked up.
If you did genuinely mean that, your care for minors is entirely conditional. NSFW art is made for adults by other adults.
If minors are making NSFW content, that's actually bad. Fictional characters are not. We're done here. Have a good night, gamers.